Good morning, class. Today we are going to learn how to write a thoughtful and reflective diary entry. A diary entry is a personal piece of writing where you describe your day, your feelings, or anything that stands out to you. See, first point, why we should write a diary. It's very important that it is a personal piece of a writing. Personal piece of writing. Second important point, where you describe your day, describe your day, your feelings, your feelings, and fourth one is anything that stands out to you. Anything that stands out to you. See why we should write a diary. It is a actually personal piece of writing where you describe your day, your feelings, and anything that stands out to you. It is like a writing a letter to yourself. It is like writing a letter to yourself. It is a self-talk we can call. Even you can express your emotions. Means main purpose of a diary entry is you can express your emotions, thoughts, and experiences freely. There is a no right or wrong to write it. It's your own story. See, friends, the important thing is that why do we write diary entries? Well, writing a diary entry helps us. Let us see the purpose. First purpose is reflect on your day. Reflect on your day. Second, express your thoughts and emotions. Your thoughts and emotions. Third point is record important events. Means in a day something important happened that you can record in your diary entry. Then fourth is help you feel more organized and positive about your day. Help you feel more organized and positive about your day. This is the purpose. First, when we write something at the end of the day, we can reflect what happened, what negative things happened, what positive thing happens, what is your perspective looking towards the things. This is what we called as a reflection on a day. Express your thoughts and emotions. See, uh, we continuously, with help of communication, either oral or written communication, we express ourselves. But when you express your thoughts and emotions in your diary, you are more clearer and you are more understanding to yourself. It is we can call as a self introspection. And third is record important events. Do not write each and everything what happened in a day. Just important events you have to mention. And fourth, help you feel more organized and positive about your day. Means whatever the things happen in a day, you can look towards those particular things from a positive state of mind. And when you note down all these things in your diary entry, it gives you a more motivation in a life. But in the examination, whenever you are going to write an answer for a question, just within 2 to 3 paragraphs, as per the question, you have to write your diary entry. So let us see what is the structure of a diary entry. Next point is the structure of a diary entry. Structure of a diary entry means how we should write and what are the points should be there. First point, let us see. Now let's first is a date and time. First point that you have to write date and time. Second point, that salutation or greeting. As we have learned in elements of the letter, we write one of the most important element of the letter is the salutation. The same thing that whenever you are going to write a diary entry, please use salutation, greeting. Then body of the diary. Body means just you have to, as per the subject, you have to write 2 to 3 paragraphs in the examination. And last one is the closing. So these are the things you have to follow. You have to mention in your diary entry. First of all, of course, you have to start by noting the date and time. This helps you remember when the entry was written. Means whenever actually you are in your life, you are going to write. Uh, you have to write date and time, even for the sake of examination. This will come into thumb and theory examination or even at a second test. Please mention date and time appropriately. Of course, we are going to see one example after this. Then salutation and greeting. Begin with dear diary or even just start writing by giving a name to your diary. It's up to you. Then third, as I said, body of the diary. This is the main part of your entry where you talk about your day, how you are feeling, or what stood out to you. Including means we have to include here descriptions, emotions, and reflections. Make it personal and more expressive. Write 2 to 3 paragraphs in the body of the diary. Then closing, end with something like yours truly or simply your name. You can also leave it open-ended if you like, but for the sake of examination, whenever you are going to write in examination, close it appropriately. So this is actually a structure of a diary entry. Now let us see one example of a diary entry. See, here is one example of a diary entry. One day is described here in this diary. Let us see that. See, as I said, on the left hand corner here, the date is mentioned, below that day is mentioned, and the time is also mentioned. Generally, we write diary at the when the day is uh, going to end, before going to bed. Uh, of course, we have to write a diary. So 8:30 p.m. is mentioned here. The next is the salutation, and afterwards 3 to 4 paragraphs are there for describing what happened in a day. Let us see this example. Dear diary, today was an unforgettable day. I woke up early at 6 a.m. to get ready for college. The weather was chilly and the sky was covered in clouds, which made it feel cozy as I sipped more morning tea. However, I was feeling a bit nervous because I had a big history test today. The test was tougher than I expected. Some questions were tricky, and I wasn't entirely sure about the answers. I walked out of the classroom feeling uncertain, but my teacher, Mrs. Sharma, came up to me and said, "You did a great, don't worry." Her kind words made me feel a lot better, and I realized I should stop overthinking things. Sometimes I'm too hard on myself. Later in the afternoon, my best friend Aditi invited me over to her house. We spent hours talking, laughing, and baking cookies together. It was so much fun. I felt so much lighter and happier after spending time with her. We made a huge mess, but it was totally worth it because the cookies turned out delicious. Now, as I sit here writing, I realize how much the little things like talking with friends and being kind to myself can make a huge difference in my day. I am thankful for all the people in my life who help me stay positive. Yours truly, Sanya. So this is one example. Let us break down this example, how it is written and how the steps and the structure is followed. Let us see one by one. First of all, see this. The writer starts by mentioning the exact date and time. See, we have mentioned here exact date and time. This helps track when the entry was written. Okay, in the examination also you have to write this. Even in actual life, if you are writing a diary, please follow this particular structure or format. It will helpful for you in the future. Then salutation. See, the salutation, dear diary. Then body, describing the day. See first paragraph. The writer talks about the weather, then waking up early and feeling nervous. These details paint a picture of the morning. Okay, this is the first paragraph. Then the event description. What happened in a day? The writer describes the taste and how it made them feel, followed by teachers' encouragement that lifted their spirits. Then reflecting on even the second paragraph is also the same thing. It is the reflections. And the last paragraph, see, means the writer goes on to reflect on how spending time with a friend made their day better. Okay. See, notice how the writer adds personal reflections. It is not just about describing events, it's about how those events made them feel. See, because this is your self talk, diary is your self introspection. How did a day to you that whenever you are writing these particular things, please remain true to yourself. Then closing, yours truly, Sanya. The writer signs off with a simple warm closing. That means you have to close this particular diary. After this, you are not going to write for that particular day. So this is sign off. See, what are the key tips for writing your own diary entry? First of all, first point is be honest. Don't worry about writing perfectly all the time, but in examination of course you have to be very perfect, avoid grammatical mistakes, avoid spelling mistakes, but start practicing today onwards. Write a single page what happened in a day truly, so it will helpful for you at the time of examination. This is your personal space, so share your true feelings and experiences. This is first. Second, just let me bold this. Okay, second point, use descriptive language. Use descriptive language. Instead of just saying, I had a good day, try describing the details. What made it good? How did you feel? This depiction or a description with the vivid use of the words vocabulary, you have to describe the events, what happened in a day. Then reflect on your day. Third point, reflect on your day. It's not just about what happened, but also how it made you feel. Use words that describe your emotions, like excited, nervous, happy, or confused. So these are the what more details you have to write whenever you are writing a diary. third paragraph or second paragraph means reflections. How do you feel about it? That you have to write appropriately and write consistently. Write consistently. Try to write in your diary every day or whenever you want to reflect on your experiences. Remember, your diary is your personal space. It's a way to reflect, express, and even more, or even improve your mood after a busy day. Now it's your turn. I want you to write your own diary entry based on today's experiences. Think about first point, what happened today that stood out to you? Then how did make you feel? Was there anything you learned or reflected on? Your entry should follow the structure we talked about. Do not forget the structure. Write the date and time. Start with a greeting, for example, Dear Diary. Describe the events of your day and reflect on them in the body. Finish with the closing. I hope today you enjoyed learning your diary entry. Remember, writing diary is a great way to express yourself and reflect on your thoughts and feelings. Keep writing and don't be afraid to include details that show how events made you feel. For homework, I would like to write a diary entry about an event that happened over the weekend. Be sure to include the emotions and reflections you had during the experience. Bring it to class next time, and we will talk about how our days shape the way we think and feel. Thank you very much today for joining with me, and have a nice residual day to all of you. Thank you once again. Let us go through this once again. This is the example of a diary entry, and these are the points we have covered today. Purpose, structure of the diary, and what is diary. Yes, thank you very much.